موسى لفتاه لا أبرح حتى أبلغ مجمع البحرين أو أمضي حقبا فلما بلغا مجمع بينهما نسيا حوتهما فاتخذ سبيله في البحر سربا. صدق الله العظيم. Can you close the door, brother? In Surah Kahf, these verses I recited are from Surah Kahf also, and this is regarding that famous story of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. And a lot of us, we have heard this and know about this incident that happened with Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. But inshallah, we'll just go over it quickly. Once Musa alayhi salatu wassalam was asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that who is the most knowledgeable. So Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, he replied, I am. Yani he said, Musa is. Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, he was thinking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking me that amongst Bani Israel, who is the most knowledgeable person. So Musa alayhi salatu wassalam said that I am. But in reality, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he wanted to see the answer from Musa alayhi salatu wassalam as that you, yani Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most knowledgeable. But when Musa alayhi salam answered that I am the most knowledgeable, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to show Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that there is someone more knowledgeable than you on this earth. And he told Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that what you do is that you and your slave, you guys two will go and travel. And you will travel in this direction. Whatever direction Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Musa alayhi salam, you will travel in this direction. And you will take one fish with you. And that fish will be placed in your bag. And you will eat that fish. You will use it when you're hungry, you will cut it and eat it. And once you lose that fish, that is the sign that you will meet that person that I am telling you about. So Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, he was traveling with his slave, and they used to go travel, rest, spend the night, travel again, because the fish used to be still there. They used to travel, eat the fish, cut the fish, cook it, eat it. And it was a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the sign was going to be there when the fish disappears. So the fish, once they were resting at one area near the water, and when they woke up, they travel again. The same routine travel daily, they started that again. So they stopped at one point and they said, Musa alayhi salam told the slave that take out the fish, let's eat something. So when they look in the bag, there was no fish in the bag. So no fish in the bag means that the fish had got out of the bag, and this was, by the way, a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then they had to go back trail and remember that where their last stop was, because the fish disappeared in that area. So they had to go back now, and they had to come back to that stop where they rested, to that rest area. And when they reached that area, over there they were waiting that this is the meeting point, and over here there is someone that is going to meet us. So over there they saw, by the lake coming, they saw Khizr. Khizr, there is the different opinions of the scholars and Mufassirin. Some of the scholars and the Mufassirin say that Khizr was a prophet. And some of the scholars, and majority of the scholars and the Mufassirin, they say that he was not a scholar, but he was a waliullah, he was a very close muttaqi, very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a very pious person. Wallahu alam, whatever he was, but Khizr, he was a great person. And he met Musa alayhi salatu wasalam right there. And he told Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that you will travel with me, but you will see me doing some strange things. But you're not going to ask me, why did you do this? You're not going to ask me the question, why? So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, fine, don't worry. You will find me amongst the patients and I will not even ask you a single question. So he said, fine, come with me. They sat in a boat. The boat was going to take him across that river. So one little kid, a young kid, he was the owner of the boat, and he was very poor, and he was working labor for his parents, traveling from one point to another point, from lake to across the lake, and that was his job. So when they sat in it, he took him all the way to the other side of the lake, and when Khizr, he was getting out, he breaks one board of the boat. He damages the boat. So right away Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he says that this young kid, he is working for his parents and he had a nice boat and you damaged his boat. Why did you do that? So Khidr reminded him that, remember I told you that you're not going to ask no questions. He said okay, after this I'm not going to ask no other questions. They were traveling inside a village and there was a kid playing around, playing with some people, with the other youngsters. They were all playing in a group. So Khidr, he goes to that kid, he pulls out his sword and he chops his head off. So now Musa asks that this young kid, he didn't commit no sin. He is in that age that he didn't reach the age of puberty. He committed no sin. He's a clean little baby, a kid, and you have killed him for no reason. So then he told him that, remember I told you you're not going to ask me no questions. You're asking me questions again. He said, okay, I'm not going to ask you again after this. They were traveling, and they were traveling inside that village, and someone's wall, the wall of a house broke down. So Khidr, he started fixing that wall for them, and he rebuilt that wall for them. And at the end, he wanted to ask them for some pay or something from them, because he fixed the wall. So they denied. They said, we're not going to give you anything. Musa said, you should take something from these. At least take some food or some money or something, whatever they give you, take it from them. You have spent your time on fixing the wall and you're not taking anything. Now Khidr said, هَذَا فِرَاقُ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنِكَ. This is the time that me and you separate. You take your own path, I take my own path. Meaning that you cannot live with me, you cannot stay with me. But Musa said, okay, I understand, I'm leaving. But you tell me these reasons that why did you do these strange acts? So about the first one where he damaged the boat, he said that there is a person in this village who is a boss or a head of a gangster or whatever you guys call that person. That person, he is over here and he collects money from these people that work on these boats. And when he sees a nice boat, he collects money. But if the boat is damaged, then he is not going to collect any money from this poor kid. So that's why I damaged the boat. He can still use it, but I just damaged it for this reason, that when that person comes to collect money, he will see this damaged boat and he will not collect anything. He said, okay. Now the second, he said that, why did you kill that young kid? He said, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered me, that he had a knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had a knowledge and he had an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had that knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was going to grow up this kid in this way, that he was going to grow up a non-believer and a kafir. And he was going to be very painful for his parents. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had ordered me to finish him right now. Don't let him go to that stage. Because his parents are very pious Muslims and pious people. And if this kid grows up, he will become to that age and he will be very painful for his parents. So this is the reason that I have killed this kid. So then he asked that, why did you repair that wall for free? So he said the reason is that there was the kids that were living in that house, they were yatim, they were orphans. They had no parents, but their dad left them some wealth under that wall. If I did not repair that wall, someone would have found that wealth under that treasure, under that wall, and they would have taken. I have repaired that wall, and they have left that when the kids grow up, they will find out and they will take their treasure. But the bottom line of this is that knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most knowledgeable. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was creating the insan, the human being, that time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He told the angel that I am creating a human being. The angel replied that, why are you creating something that is going to make fasad and corruption on the earth. They're going to kill each other. They're going to make each other bleed. Why are you creating some people like this? You have the angels that are worshiping you 24/7. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that you do not know what I know. He told the angels. So then to show the angels the knowledge and to show them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating the human being is going to be knowledgeable. But not more knowledgeable than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right away teached Adam alayhi salatu wasalam and put in his mind the words of this world. For example, there was a language of Jannah and there's the language of this world. There's water, there's mountains, there's skies, there's earth, these kind of words, trees. These are the words of this dunya, of this world. So the angels didn't have these names, they didn't know about these words. So Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, right away he started talking about the trees and the water and the earth and this and that. So the angels said, wow, he has more knowledge than us. So when they heard that he has more knowledge, they right away they bowed down and they just sajda towards Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. But one person, Iblis, he did not do sajda. One angel, Iblis, did not do sajda. When Iblis did not do sajda, that he had a challenge of that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I will go and till the day of judgment, I will misguide the people that follow you and follow your deen. But the bottom line is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the most knowledgeable. We learn something or if we do something, we always have to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us something, anything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us, we memorize one surah. It is not our speciality in us. It's the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enabled and chose that person to memorize this surah. Otherwise you can see that there might be some people and there are people that are trying to memorize. They're wishing and they're trying to memorize. They're making dua day and night that, oh Allah, let me memorize Surah Yasin. And they're putting their effort into. They're memorizing 5 ayahs, the next day they forget it. So this is not something that a person says that I'm doing it. A person is nothing. And I've said this many times that insan is nothing. So that's why every time we do something, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in one verse in the Quran, Surah Ra'd, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ وَإِذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِقَوْمٍ سُوءًا فَلَا مَرَدَّ لَهُ وَمَا لَهُم مِّن دُونِهِ مِن وَالٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does not change a nation, a qawm, a community, a city, a country. حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ, until the people of that city, of that qawm, of that country, of that community, they start changing themselves. Right away you won't see that every single person will believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and come to the masjid. No. But you will see like this, that if a person himself, he is coming to the masjid, he is bringing his kids to the masjid, and then another person is coming to the masjid, like that it's going to grow. We cannot expect this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we see tomorrow that everyone that is a Muslim in Tracy, they come to the masjid. That's not going to happen. It is just the example of this is that if a person is, a bunch of people are locked inside a room, a huge room, and it is dark in that room. Every single person has a flashlight, either in the iPhone or either a regular flashlight or a candle. And now a person is thinking that if I put on my light, it's not going to help in this whole building. If a person is thinking this way, that if I put on my flashlight, it's not going to help, it's not going to light up the whole building, so I'm not going to put on my flashlight. You understand this? Meaning that if a person says that I'm not going to go to masjid, if I go to the masjid, what's going to be beneficial? It's not going to help anyone, so I'm not going to go to the masjid. So I'm not going to put on my flashlight. And the other side, if you look, that if a person thinks this way, that let me put on my flashlight, the other person thinks next way, that let me put on my flashlight. Let me put on mine, let me put on my candle, let me put on my light. Every single person in that building, when they put on their light, then you will see that whole building will be lighted up. Right? So a person should never think this way, that what can I do? I can't help anything. I'm not going to do anything, so I just pray at home. This mentality is wrong. This thinking is wrong. You have to take a step. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the paths. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. Whoever struggles, whoever works, whoever tries in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah says, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا, I will open the ways to that person. But if a person is just thinking and dreaming, like Sheikh Chili, Sheikh Chili, he used to say that he used to sit down in one place and he used to start a business. And the business he used to start, and he used to become millionaire in minutes. And the way he used to become millionaire is that he said that I'm going to purchase an egg. After I purchase the egg is going to hatch, and there's going to be a chick coming out of there. After the chick, then there are going to be chickens, and I'm going to have more eggs. I'm going to sell the eggs and the chickens, and I'm going to buy some goats. And after I buy the goats, I'm going to have babies. The goats are going to have babies, and then I'm going to have a large group of goats. I'm going to sell the goats, and I'm going to buy cows. And after I sell the cows, then I'm going to have buffaloes, and I'm going to have camels. And he used to think in minutes, and he used to tie a big chain, and he used to become millionaire in minutes. And then after that, he used to look at that egg, and the egg used to fall down, and all of his ideas used to just finish. So don't think that way, that sitting in one place and thinking that I cannot be beneficial, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Don't make a big list in front of you. Start off very slow. Start off with one prayer a day in the masjid. Start off very slow, step by step. But if you say that I'm going to do everything in one day, that's not going to happen. Rasulullah said that أَحَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. That the best a'mal, the best deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves is the one that is continuously, even though it is a very small amount. For example, a person reads 2 pages of the Quran daily. Every day he reads 2 pages of the Quran. And the other side, one person, he comes and he reads 50 pages a day. But he only reads it 1 day in 1 year. The person that is reading the 2 pages a day, he is better than that person. So that's why we have to, this is the month that we schedule ourselves. That we make a schedule for the next coming 11 months. And every time, every Ramadan, we have to work on one certain thing, one weakness that we have. I have weaknesses that I need to work on. Every single person, they know their own weakness. We need to aim and target one thing. And then we need to work on that weakness this way that we promise. And we promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I will correct this and I will do this in my life. And after that, then we make dua to Allah. That, oh Allah, I'm making this intention to do this. Oh Allah, open my ways. Cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the days and nights. Somewhere in these nights, if Laylatul Qadr didn't pass, somewhere is coming somewhere in these rest of these nights. So don't waste this time. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can. Pray nawafil, read the Quran, do dhikr. If you're not doing anything, at least do the dhikr of Allah. If you don't have chance to open the Quran, if it's not prayer time, if you're laying down, going to sleep, go to sleep with the dhikr of Allah. Go to wake up with the dhikr of Allah. You don't have to have wudu to do the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people think that they have to have wudu to do dhikr. No. You don't have to have, you don't need no wudu for dhikr. So dhikr subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allah, la ilaha illallah, anytime you can do it. So do the dhikr. And one place you cannot do it, when you go to the restroom. That's why when the Sahaba, their tongues were so used to the dhikr, that when they used to go to the restroom, they used to put rocks in their mouth to make their tongue stop of moving. That's how their tongues were used to the dhikr. And today our tongues, na'udhu billah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of us, our tongues are used to something similar. You cannot say similar, but our tongue is, we know how to move our tongue. But what comes on our tongue is not good. Songs come on our tongue. Raps come on our tongue. Comes right away, and we can write books on this. But when it comes to dhikr, we're not going to even know how to say subhanallah. We're not going to know how to say alhamdulillah. And when it comes subhanallah, alhamdulillah, when we say it for a minute or half a minute, and we say this is very hard. This is what is the shaitan playing game with us. So that's why you have to make your iman stronger and stronger and better. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us the effort to practice Islam correctly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the effort to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can. Inshallah, in this month especially, inshallah, and then try to carry it on in the next 11 months, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all for sitting. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of your efforts. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakallah khair.